welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. And I am Jack Talcott here again in this crazy time that we are living in as people here on earth, wherever we are, however we are. It's a crazy world we live in. So sincerely, blessings to all of you who've already stopped by, said hello, shared your appreciation, your encouragement, and please do help the algorithms out. And what was this? Station 33. I look forward to what you've got coming up, man. And this had me laughing. Snow 9 minutes till Jack gets wrecked. I don't know. And that's what I figured. Station 33, he's a man of plans, a man of actions. He keeps people guessing, that's for sure. So blessings to all of you, sincerely. This life we're living, let's let it go just for a little bit, right? And just chill out and spend a little bit of time together. You know, once again, I've got an agenda. I've got a page of notes, all these inspirations I want to talk about. And, you know, but my real prayer, genuinely, before I sat down, Lord, thank you. God, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be me, and may I be a messenger for you. And may your words, your love flow through me today to reach whoever it's supposed to reach. And sincerely, in this crazy world, if you know people who are lacking some hope, send them my way. You know, it's not for the subscriber count, it's not for the attention, it's because I genuinely do care. I care about everybody. I care about life. I care about love. I care about what is true, right? And that's the topic today, becoming true versus becoming pretend. Because we live in a pretend world, man, and this world will drive you nuts. The world will make us or break us, and yet it's brought us this far, right? So here we are, gathered together, and here my wishes for you as you go through this Thursday. May you find solace in the arms of grace. Grace is a word I didn't really understand much. I didn't really consider much either. But today I put some ideas behind the thought of grace. What I suggest is grace is found through a grateful acceptance and consideration. It's by God's grace that we get to know. It really, really is. It's by God's grace that we get to be. I got on a live stream earlier today with another creator online, 414 Reacts. If anyone's familiar, or if there's a mod willing to share, he seems like a pretty cool guy. The conversation this morning was questioning the idea of his distinction was not as much with the idea of a deity, but the idea of theism, which my mind still isn't clear on that separation. But for me, the idea was conversations on God. See, this is a conversation in my past I never would have even considered thinking about having. I wouldn't have had time. I found something else to distract me. But here's where I find myself. Today, I find myself hoping for conversations on God. Because my thoughts earlier, I don't believe in God. I've accepted that there is a God who loves me. And that God loves you. That God loves us all so deeply. To me, it's the only thing that could be true based on all the overwhelming evidence that provides for our sustenance and for our survival. Because I was trying to think about that. There's a lot of criticism in what some of the churches in the conversation earlier. There were some good examples of criticism regarding by God's grace, I got the parking spot. By God's grace, something good happens. Well, what is God? God really is the unknown. So what is your relationship with the unknown? But see, God's not limited by the unknown. God is revealed through the creation. So the intelligence, it would be like God is the knowing, the knower that is unknown from our perspective. And yet the evidence is the fact that we get to know anything. One of the inspirations I received from, I've mentioned before, I'm on an email list for A Course in Miracles. I get daily lessons, inspirations. And one of them today was just beautiful. God is my strength. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. The fact I get to see my life and see this experience, not just in the externality, but that I can envision and I can see and sense everything. That is a gift. I mean, in some ways, well, we could go through life without knowing that we live. And I actually think at some level, many people do. Many people go to their graves just focused on avoiding death and never really paying attention to how they actually live. See, it seems by the order of nature, this is a logical progression where our civilization has arrived at today. The industrialized education system, the commercialized existence. I can understand the logic that got us here, even to the point of media propaganda, and even to the point of human experimentation. There's a logical reason behind all of these things. And it brought us to where we are today. And today we live in a real world with a lot of people pretending. We live in a real world where we live and die, and there's a lot of people pretending that the rules of government, the taxation, there's a lot of people alive that believe the money system is real. The money system is not real. It's an imagined structure of rules that people have allegedly agreed to. This commercial world we've been born into, where everyone and everything is bought and sold. Brothers and sisters, the systems of rules of our governments and our economics, the political system, it's a facade. None of it's real. What is real is how we treat one another. How we live each day is the only thing that's important right now, today. Today starts the rest of your life. And every day does. It's just how logic works. The key to life is to realize who you are. It's not what you think, okay? But a big part of what you allow yourself to think is going to affect what you allow yourself to become. And I learned these lessons the hard way. I had a lot of limiting beliefs in my mind I allowed just to echo around. I had a lot of self-judgment and self-sabotage and self-limitations. I was very self-destructive until I surrendered to the fact there's a God. And there's a God that is worthy of my attention, my investigation. And once I humbled myself to that, and here's the clue that keyed me in on it, I felt love. And it was like, holy cows, my whole life just transformed. And it happened many different ways at many different times. But this one moment in my mind, my memory, it transformed me. See, through the grace of God, by the perfect design and unfolding of my life, I sought the answers at that time that my spirit needed to know. And the way life works based on what I've been learning, and I've been paying real close attention. I've been paying real close attention to my life, myself, for many different reasons. But the obvious is true, right? And the truth is usually pretty obvious. But we are not the form, not the body, not the mind. We are this experience, not alone, together. All of us are experiencing what it's like to be alive at this time on earth as who we are. There's no separation from us. So this nonsense of running around fighting each other, telling ourselves that we're doing good, right? Just opposing each other for the point of opposition, competition. The world of America, we've been brainwashed. And it's been very profitable for those who were kind of above the programming, or those who figured out how to use the programming. Hey, and whoops, welcome, my brother. Oh,
I know you. I know those games. I've done that to people before. There it is. There it is. I think it was Cynthia I brought up. I said, "Okay, Cynthia, you can come up. This is how we should do it." Being all ego on her, keeping her in the little box. Um, yeah, maybe we're just back to our old ways, Jack. It was for a long time. I'd be the first on your panel and first booted off unrighteously. Let's do it. Let's get it on. Um, I guess I should be happy to be removed and eventually executed for my God. And I should take every opportunity to try and reach you because, like we covered before, I'll forget you in heaven. You'll remember every second of these interactions in hell. And it's not that I'm the way, Jack. I just know that you're wrong. I'm trying to steer you right. It's not ego. I just seem to be one of the few in this community that were raised in the proper Christianity. And I'm not forcing anyone to believe, but I'm saying if you out here talking that Jesus, citing that name, and you're saying it wrong, ooh, woe to thee. Woe is to they.
I'm gonna recommend the Catherine Sin streaming for you then.
That's my favorite godless individual, and he will see me in heaven probably because of his mental diagnosis, and I like that.
Yes, because having a god other than Tommy's god is not a god somehow.
Is what's going to be annoying is a perfect Hank. Like he's endearingly what he's been diagnosed as. That makes him endearingly likable. Man, could you imagine this black dude just sharp and like with a wholly refined body? It's going to piss me off.
It's growing. Hank's growing. We're all growing, brother.
Oh, he must have a lady friend over then.
We're all growing into ourselves. That was actually the lesson that I was wanting to point out. What's true is obvious. Each day we live is an opportunity for us to learn and refine our morality, our own individual character. The world wants to corrupt us with temptation, greed, violence, all that nonsense.
I mean, you start perfectly suited to go as deep into corruption as you want. It's kind of like the thing where I say I don't really create my thoughts. They're just coming and I'm giving them the go, no go. Like, no, I'm not going to entertain that. Yes, that can leave my mouth. You're always suited for that. It's what we're here to deal with. Discipline.
That's what I realized. The kind of in the conversation yesterday, the Christ is eternal. The Christ is eternal. And if we allow ourselves to humble ourselves, we can realize
projection.
We can realize and live with the Christ leading us, meaning we stay present and attentive to what the truth, to what facts, what God shows us each day, because each day is an opportunity to live, learn, and grow.
Or to not, like whenever a person, like whenever a person comes up, actually tries to cook some of that actual word of God on your show, and you only interrupt to falsify it. It's fucking crazy, Jack. It's fucking ridiculous.
Opinions are many.
No, see, that's your deflection. That's what your daddy taught you. Now the psychotic laugh of endearment, also a strategy. If Snow's going to win this date, I've got to get to the truth for you. The time bet, I mean, she's going to win this bet. I've got to get enough truth to you in 6 minutes for you to boot me.
Well, Tom, here's the thing.
How much money's on the line?
Well, nobody likes to play games. No one else gave a time. Like the way you bet the day of when a baby's going to come, you're on that calendar picking your days. I'm like, how long will he let me up if I go up? And nobody answers but Mameta Main, bitch.
Okay. So it's just going to be internet credibility points.
No, it's just fun bet. Like we didn't put anything up. It's just you say bet. And then the win is like I won. I get those props. I won.
So if you stay to like the 30-minute line, you're just gonna be embarrassed because you didn't get booted yet.
No, it's just if anybody else would have voted, it would be like the closest time without how Price is Right do it, the closest without going over.
Yeah.
And if you leave on your own, you lose. Is that correct?
Oh, we know, Hank. We all know I rarely leave on my own. I'm the one that invented the rage stay. Everyone says rage quit. I was the one that invented rage stay.
Hey,
yeah,
Tom,
I have that technique too. I do rage stay as well.
Here, I want to come back to something you said. Well, something you said though, because I want you to realize.
No, come back to what God said. Because all this stuff about this is your ego. You were just saying when I said projecting, and you were talking about ego, thinking they're the way and the thing, dude. You're constantly acting like you're trying to teach and instruct this whole community that watched you be your daddy's lol cow for almost damn near 2 years, and you'll still go back and laugh with them like you're the only two that get it. And how are we ever going to reach these fools? And now you should pop a pill that you keep off camera to your left. What are Jack? I'm out here saying I used to do meth, and if I ever do it again, I'll come do it online. What do you pop? You
It's
don't
not
need
true.
mints online, and we know nobody's going to come to your house. You can't get a person in there if
I'm
you
eating this
ask
mint
them
right
to.
now, Tommy.
What?
I'm eating a mint.
Okay, yeah, but see, you make no for a long time, even before you got here, Hank. He would mysteriously. I used to watch OTW and Word Wizard. They were
Do you want to
trying to
know?
think of what he's taking.
Do you
Have
want
you
to
seen?
know?
Do you want some mints, Tommy?
Do you want an
I know that
answer?
sometimes I need one, but personally, I hate the aftertaste of any
Why
kind
am
of breath
I
freshening
ignored?
apparatus.
Why am I ignored?
Because you give off an invisible, odorless gas that make people either want to ignore or smack you around, Jack.
Tom, that's it. I'm telling you, I'm one with God.
It's called
that's how
personality.
people
No, you are
see
not
me.
one. You're one with the God of this world, and I know
Hear
you
me
think you
out.
try and use that on
Hear
me,
me,
but
hear me out, please.
sure.
I got
I'm
the
not-
solution, Jack.
Oh, I was thinking that would be a huge candy bar.
What is it? What is it?
It's essential
It's
oils.
a whole regiment.
Oh, I love essential oils. They're beautiful.
Yeah, you smell them all the time when you're dishing money for time, I bet. They always like to front Reiki and Tantra massages and essential oils.
Dude, it feels good.
Yeah, they're the
Yeah,
modern
it
day
does.
prostitute.
Hey,
Yeah.
brother, here, back to what I'm not trying to teach. What I'm trying to get you to consider is you, Tom.
Oh,
Because I've said this, that people's egos come out with me. I tend to disagree. I tend to
think
cause
people-
people to disagree.
I think people trying to set your way too old ass to need setted straight is what you think is the egos. People
That
just
doesn't make
lose
sense.
patience with you, Jack. People
Tom,
just lose patience with you. Do you think they're
I
in their
lose
egos
patience.
when
Tom, I lose patience with you. That's why you get put to the back.
right? Because I'm trying to give you some truth on the God
No.
you act like you're speaking for.
No, Tom, this is the topic I'm talking
You're
about. We have a
saying
lot of-
you don't know Bible.
Tom, let me.
You
let
say
me
you
get
don't
this
know
out.
Bible. True or false?
Tom, let me get
You
this
say
out.
churches don't accept
Hey,
you.
Tom,
True
I
or
have a
false?
question.
Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead, respectable
are
black
you a
man.
member of any church body at all? Or you
All
just made your
growing
own?
up for the first 22-ish years of my life, I was. I got away from God, especially out here in Colorado. Then he brought me back, separated me, yada, 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 personal testimony.
Okay, not current member of church body. Are you a prophet at all? Are you a prophet to any angels or deities or?
No, that's new
prophet?
age bullshit. I'm just a humble
prophet.
man making entertainment online and doing
You're
what I
not
can
that
do.
humble.
Do you have a religion
You're not that
religious
humble.
education? Are you ordained?
Yeah,
to
I
something,
am,
or-
Jack. This is how. Hold on, we're gonna definitely get back to you, Hank. And if he doesn't
Tommy, you
like
have
me,
a
you're
religious
free to
education.
show up. Please come to my
like
relatively open
TML
thing tonight.
does, or anthropology.
But Jack,
or anything like that?
I am a lot of things, and the thing that you and your daddy share in common is
Tom?
you seem to be oblivious to bits versus real life.
I know you believe that. Let me ask this real.
Oh
briefly,
my
Tom.
God!
Tom,
If I was in the fucking Washington City, I'd be kicking your door down right now.
Tom,
I doubt it.
Can I join
I know you believe
later?
that. That's some
Tom,
old
Tom,
deflection bullshit.
Tom, can I join you later on your stream?
No, you better make it work now because I got a lot going on later. I think you'll be interested, and it will be relatively open. But if you think, I'm not saying you can't come up, but if you think you're going to come up and just say, "Hey, brother, if you don't mind, can I throw us on this track that doesn't work on my channel either?" I'm going to say no.
All right, let's throw this track now then.
What I was hoping to do is try and resolve things with us, and I was trying to kind of come back
There's
to the
no
topic.
resolve. It's
I'm
Jack.
trying to
You
get
think
back
you're
to the
following
topic.
the one true God, and you're not. And I can prove it. And you
Tom.
say that's my opinion, man.
Yes,
Okay,
but
tell
he's
you
not part of a church body. He's not a prophet, and he doesn't have religious education. But he could totally run his God detector on us. Of course, that
That's
makes
a
perfect
good
sense.
point. That's a good point, Hank. For whenever I do my LARP church and I say, guys, I'm not a pastor. This isn't a congregation. This is just entry level. If you're interested, I'm still telling Jack as if I'm some immaculate thing because that's the relativity. He's a fool that's
Tom.
lost in his own what's the thing? The trauma. His trauma has sent him absolutely insane. And even when people, I thought he kicked me. Cecil, long time no see. There's also a good opportunity for you to hit that couch tonight. But what I'm saying, and I'm going to give you guys back the floor when I check on Camacho, and I'll still be listening. Jack, the most receptive people are to social is when they're out drinking on the town, and you said they still reject you left and right, and that should be a signal that we're trying to tell you something.
Did you lose some weight, Jack?
No, he cut the beard.
I did lose about 5 pounds, I think.
Well, yeah, he's also broke, so.
Okay, maybe it's just some weird optics or whatever, but it looks like you're like thinner, like your face is thinner.
I shaved the beard.
Okay,
That's what it is. It does give me more of a thinner look, quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
yeah, maybe I'll be around later. I gotta go to work right now in a little bit, but yeah, I'll be around later.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for
But
popping.
hey, dude, I've been doing some product research lately, and I noticed that the monster, this new monster they just came out. It's called Rio Punch, right? Where's that? Where's the name? Rio Punch, right?
Rio Punch.
So yeah, so Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, has a huge statue of Jesus. That's where that big statue of Jesus is on the
Yes,
mountaintop.
sir. Yes, sir. I've referenced it when Paul used to say, I live in a favela. And that's what Rio is, all those tiers of favelas going down the hill.
They put it on the can, bro.
Right. And I was just on Venus's show the other night. Shout out to Venus. She had a dude on that's all about the Heb, all about the Heb reading. And he verified that is truly 3 Hebrew 6s. I said, could it have just been close or maybe an accident? He's like, no, that is definitely 3 Hebrew 6s.
Okay,
and
so
I love the
funny you
mango.
say that. It's funny you
I
say
love
that,
the mango
Tony,
one.
because I
Yes.
was on this channel. I don't know why it showed up in my feed, but it was called like Team 13 or Stage 13 or something like that. And I had never been on panel before. I didn't even know the guys, right? And they're in there talking about Jesus, right? So, but not on camera. So I go up there because I wanted to show them that. I was like,
Yeah.
there's Jesus on the monster can now, right? So I go up on there, and sure enough, as I'm getting on camera and everything, he's like wave and everything. So, yeah, it's me, blah, blah, blah. I get up there, right? There's 2 people not on camera. The guy that gets on camera is a rabbi and is dressed like a rabbi and everything. And I'm like, I'm showing him, hey, check out, this is on this
No,
can now.
hold on. Sorry, Cecil. It's Jack's fault for sharing this comment. Tell El Perro to shut his Antichrist stupid fucking mouth. Those 3 things are Hebrew 6s. Why would a Jesus drink be pumping you full of poisons that I only tolerate because of that delicious mango juice?
Listen,
Dude.
I'm willing
You gotta
to
make money.
You know what, guys? I don't know what is going on here.
A weak ass
like
beta
to get-
man has a show, and we're actually making it entertaining and
Just hold
informative.
off for 1
not.
minute for Tom can be embarrassed.
It's really not.
Hey,
I
El
mean,
Perro, why don't you check out my last stream, see how many times
Hey,
we
Tom.
looped you saying stand up Davey Croco, see if you ever go anywhere in
Tom.
these YouTube streets again, you old
calm
fart.
down, bro. Croco down.
No,
But,
I was taken up for Croco. That's why I keep playing Wizard saying, stand good morning and stand up Davey Croco. Because he wanted to appease his daddy. He's Jack's brother. They have the same daddy.
Anyway, I had some.
See you in a couple hours, you faggot nigger Jack.
Okay. I had
You
some-
lose, Tommy. You left on your own. Yes.
We overpressured his ass.
It may
So-
have been me. It may have been me that removed him.
I don't know, man. He's weird. He was like telling me he was going over to Oregon to get some
Can we-
mushrooms or something.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there. But anyway, dude, the other dude that got on that didn't want to get on camera was trying to tell me, because I told him the same thing. I was like, yeah.
Cecil, who are you
You know,
talking? What
I'm
are,
talking
what
about the monster can, bro. That's got
But
the
why?
Jesus in it.
but why?
Because it's got Jesus.
Okay. So what? What does that have to do with this, what I'm doing?
I don't know what you're doing, bro. You're usually talking
Right.
about Jesus.
Well, okay. Well, see, this is the thing. You'd have a better understanding of what I'm doing if you kind of listen to me instead of you and Tommy taking over. All right. I mean, I appreciate you sincerely, but this world we're living in is absolutely nuts. Cecil, with care, the chemicals that are in that thing, while they may taste good and make your body feel tingly, that shit ain't good for you, man. It's,
Yeah, man, but I gotta go to a job and stuff and put down the bong and make some money, and I need the energy to go to a
Cecil,
job, man. You know what
hey,
I'm
you know
saying?
what? Cecil, you're right. You've convinced yourself you have to go to the job, and so you don't have the energy to do it. You don't have the want to do it, and so you got to chemical yourself up to do it. That's the
No, I
American
really
way.
do need to go to a job, bro. I like I
Tell you
really
what.
yeah.
All right, tell you what. You can keep believing whatever you want, Cecil, and we're going to get back to sharing some value instead of ignorance. No offense, but holy cows, man. I know I do love Cecil as well. His heart is amazing, but as are many alive today, the amazing heart gets gets clouded by the confused mind. And Hank wins.
Yeah, yeah, Machine Lies agrees with all my points on Tommy. He's not part of a church body. He's not a prophet, and he doesn't have religious education. So I don't understand why I should trust his God detector.
I agree. Here, what I suggest is everyone try to increase their own God detector, because what I've come to learn is God is the truth. So what is the truth? Every moment of our day, we get to learn more information about ourselves and about the environment we're in. But the world has taught us to be focused on the material part, on the things that we know in our memories. And the world taught us backwards for the profits of, for the purpose of oppression and confusion. We don't live in a world of scarcity. We don't live in a world of fear unless we allow ourselves to feel that way. And this is what I realized for myself. Go ahead, Hank. You were jumping
Yeah,
in.
and Tommy doesn't understand how low a bar I gave him to get over. And any church buyer would account for me. Just the OTO would accept it. Yeah, prophet, I wouldn't require him to be prophet of the highest God. I would accepted angel, Greek deity, Goetic demon even, and religious education. Well, that's pretty much a given. If you have religious education, just I'll trust academia that much, but if you study it for a long time, well, I'll give it a pass. You know more than you can at least have lots of reference material, and he couldn't get over any of those. But he knows for certain that um, who's in the right, who's in the wrong when it comes to God. So it doesn't make any sense.
It's the ego mind. The way the schools have worked, and I don't want to place any too much blame. The point is, every single one of us, we've got to accept the fact that there are perspectives to things that we see and that we believe that are likely different than what we think. Because this world is not always what we think. Tommy and many others have boldly shared what they think about me and other things, and yet, well, there's been much confusion. Welcome back, Tommy.
Yes, Jack, I want to intern like I usually do. It's like if I come on and boost things for your channel, you'll piss me off, and sometimes I piss you off, and then I come back to reboost for your channel. you see that 304 New Jersey Jeep girl in your chat. The only reason she's anywhere is to birdie for her dad. And she sarcastically likes to come at religious people that love the one true God. And she forgets that we reviewed how in this Josh saga with that lovable little minor boy that's being manipulated by her daddy, she was the one that birdied. Josh was on Tommy's channel talking poop about you. He's a bad influence. And I think we all agree I've dealt with Josh the best of any. I don't think he showed up here, Jack, but of any channel he shows up on, I think I've been the most stand-up adult with him. And no matter what you do, Jeeps, no matter where your daddy goes, unless you change your name and your ways, I'll always, oh, there's OTW dropping a tower, or an OTW imposter dropping a tower in your chat.
Oh, I can check. I think it's an imposter, but let me check.
Yeah, I don't think OTW has got the balls to pull something like that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
So let me check.
And El Pero, when I say
It's an
show
imposter.
up later, yeah, it is. It is, Jack. We know, or I mean, it is,
Yeah,
Hank.
Red
We know that
Bastard
OTW doesn't have the balls to do anything but what his daddy tells him. But before I excommunicate attention to El Pero, who's still oblivious to as much as day one, when I say show up later, it's to work out how you're false. I'm not begging you to show up, El Pero, because we know you try.
Okay,
There's Red 40. And one more thing, Jack. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry. Red 40 last show, and I mean, my whole block prison of the channel is unblocked. You're free to show up. I outed Red 40, aka CIA, aka Truth Not Lies, aka Smoking Ass Scott. You're free to show up too. Huh?
AKA Captain All Caps.
Is that what he is? Is he one of them?
That's what,
I don't know. I haven't really paid him much mind, but now that I know that's who he is from back in season 1, Paul, Jack, you remember Scott from season 1, Paul? Bald, long beard, smokes on a couch all day, thinks he's something he's not. He's free to show up tonight too, because it's going to be its own open-ended show. Oh, Rag, man, you guys can't do it like I do it. No, I was a genius compared to you at all forms of life, Red 40, but that's why you don't panel no more. You used to panel at Larry's Riverside refugee camp, but you're a joke and you've gone back to your daddy. You'll burn in hell. But if any of you want to show up tonight, it's kind of an unofficial extension of Rage Monday, but won't be. Red 40, nobody gives a shit about you. But I realized through my own natural investigation, just on the side, I noticed, oh, Red 40's that POS that's never going to get a woman again. That's going to die alone, smoking on it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I got rolling, Jack.
I know you're always ready to roll.
Jack, what would you do? You know how I used to say I'd shoot certain people in the face to add 6 months to my dog's life? What would you do for half of this energy, Jack? That's what we shoot for, Jack. That reaction right there. That's what we shoot for, Jack.
Holy cows.
See, Red 40's got the spirit of his daddy. I didn't say you fat bitch. You're nobody. I just noticed looking into important things, and I just noticed it on the side. You're a punk bitch, and you won't show up tonight.
Tommy.
Go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead. I yield. I yield, Senator.
Please disengage. Detach.
Well, I can't promise that. You better just kick me.
Temporarily. All right. Bless you. I respect that. I respect that honesty. Holy cows. Tom has an energy about him. It's funny. I tried selling cars after I got out of the military, and I had a very intense sales manager. He pulled me aside one day and he says, Jack, I don't care what you got to do. Go get some Coke, get high. You need to raise your energy up. It's just too mellow for the job, man. But
now you have some of Tommy's energy, so you can use that.
He certainly leaves some energies, that's for sure. He brings them too. Hey, these I want to bring it back though with the topic and the thumbnail, finding solace in the arms of grace, right? Grace. The world lacks grace because everyone's so anxious, so they're so uptight. Here, actually, let's come to the topic. Becoming true versus pretend. In the greater picture, we've got a lot of people running around pretending like they know things, pretending like they're doing things, and they're actually causing damage, spreading chaos. And I don't think that's what everybody means to do, but I know in my own ways that's what I did in my past. And what I was realizing today, especially with my military training and the way I was raised, I was raised to deny my feelings with a heightened situational awareness. I became very in tune to what was around me and what things, where the dangers were. I was always watching out for dangers. But as a child, I had conditioned myself to deny my emotions. And so then when I became an adult, conditioned even further to have situational awareness. As an adult, I didn't understand my feelings. I didn't understand my emotions. And I actually think my story is very similar to many, if not most people today. Why? Because we were born into a society that profits from trauma, profits from wars, profits from lies, secrets, and deception. We've got to accept the world for what it is before we can start working together, uniting to solve some of these problems in the world. And every one of us, every day that we live, we have the opportunity to live with love, to treat each other with love, or to spread fear and confusion. We get to choose. Our Creator is so amazing. And I am absolutely convinced God's love is true. I mean, the world we were born into it's normalized toxicity. We're not made to be filling ourselves with all those chemicals that's in the drinks, in the food. We're not supposed to be doing all these things to ourselves. It's self-sabotage. So we can all help each other by helping educate each other, helping each other believe that there is hope, that there is a reason to believe in greater futures. Because if we don't allow our minds to travel into the unknown, we're just going to keep repeating the patterns of the past every day and fighting to preserve what we thought we knew and then reacting to the things that we didn't. But I mentioned being raised with situational awareness. What I lacked and what I believe most people are lacking is self-awareness. People are in this egoic pattern of comparison and competition, trying to compare ourselves to each other, which is natural, but the purpose is supposed to be for ourselves. Because the more I'm realizing it, we are children of God. We are here to live with love in the way shown through the Christ, with a faith in the unknown, the purpose to preserve life, to grow life, to bring healing to the world. And what I know heals, what heals men and women, it's the truth. The truth is miraculous. It's a gift. The fact that we get to have the mind vision to become aware of things and our thoughts, that is an absolute gift. That's not quite my words, Sir Greystoke. You must become aware of your inner magical Pop-Tart to overcome the unknown. You must discover, I mean, you mustn't do anything. You get to do everything. This is what I realized for myself. Think that thought through. You don't have to do anything. You get to do everything. Everything that's within our reach, in our experience, is an opportunity for us to try. And every day we get to grow into our character of who we are. And every day brings information from the world and the environment. And every day information comes up within us. If we don't pause and go within to see, what have I been learning? What is the world showing me? What is life revealing through me, with me? When you can look at your life like it's an adventure, and you're the co-creator, you're the navigator, the director of you in many ways.
There's one thing I want to remind people to watch out for. Sometimes you need to get in your ego to go on your path, because some people like Margot will come claiming to want to help you, but actually want to use the system in place to destroy you. So in times of that, you need to get in your ego to just survive.
Yes and no. I think I get what you're saying. Well, the way I see the ego, I mean, it's the part that comes from the world. And the ego is our limit. It's the one that believes in limitations. Margot is an example of one who believes in limitations and punishments and rules above people. And that's the ways of the world. That's egoic. And one might say that's the Antichrist, because that which is Christic, that which is pure and holy, anointed, well, that comes with grace. And I've been learning, Miss Margot, and especially Paul, many others, they've allowed me to learn grace firsthand through practice. A lot of attacks has allowed me to become a little more adaptable and much more graceful in my responses and reactions. And Hank, I've been saying this to others. There's something greater than just us that's happening here. I know there's much more involved in my life than what people have considered or maybe understood. I'm pretty confident we're here to bring forth a new world. A world where we are united with each other, mankind, men and women, all around the world, where we unite together as people. People with the same purpose. To follow the way of the Christ, to celebrate God. What is God? God is the unknown that allows the known to become discovered. So if we focus on the unknown with some faith, we can discover the answers we're all looking for. This is what I'm coming to realize. Our God, our Creator, the one source of life that is part of us. It's with us. The strength that we have within us comes from the essence of life itself. And when I say the unknown, I meant to come back to that. Sometimes in life there are explanations, but there's so many variables included that it would be overwhelming to try and explain. That's why when I say that I still have safety and comfort in this home and in this body, it is clearly by the grace of God, shown through countless variables. Finding comfort in the mix of all the variables of life, that's when life begins. Brothers and sisters, there's an energy of life that we can feel, and if you ignore your feelings, that which is denied, that which is true will not be denied. The truth is God. We don't want to deny what is real. So these feelings we feel, they actually determine how we operate. Our feelings determine how we move. So each day, ask yourself, am I moving today with lack? Am I moving from a place of insecurity and worry? Or am I moving from and with a place of abundance? Because however you allow yourself to feel is going to tune your mind into those thoughts, and whatever thoughts you tune your mind into is going to affect how you feel. The key is to declutter the conscious mind and then to align the conscious with the subconscious and the heart. If those make sense, well, peace is to be found. Love, joy, the discovery of freedom. Freedom from the limited mind, freedom from the limited perspective. Aligning yourself, your mind's vision, aligning your mind's vision with the divine vision. And my example of the divine vision here on earth, it was taught through Jesus. What he showed and taught has deep, profound knowledge within it. It shouldn't be ignored. It should be lived each day. Jesus didn't teach people to go get a job or to vote for some commander. All of the church support of the government structures, that's insanity. And I know churches are apart, but there's good and bad in all things. Oh, goodness. As I say that, there's good and bad in all things. And welcome back, brother. Please don't be wild.
Whoa. My issue is with your Nazi fucking jabbed fucking witch, admitted
What?
witch
Hey,
right now.
stop,
Why is
stop
he
with
Nazi
the
blocking people in your
stop.
chat?
Why
No,
are
No,
no, no.
you?
Why
because
is
the
he
strike
Nazi
force
Oh,
was
blocking? Hey,
making
you
threats on
think
Jack's
he's a strike
channel,
force now?
but they were mistaken. I am the strike force, so I stroked them out. I'm doing my job. They think
thank
they're
you.
the strike force. No, I'm the strike force. When you're trying to make threats on Jack's channel, I'll strike you out.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you. And snafu, you're not going to join the panel and continue these ad hominem personal attacks at people with your insults. You can either maintain some civility
No,
or
that's
take
cute,
off.
Jack. I hope you know Hank just put a huge target with the strike team on your channel now.
I
Thanks,
I
Hank.
am the
know,
strike
I
team
Galactic said
here,
hi.
know.
idiot.
Hey, strike
I'm the
force, Jack
strike team.
Talcott,
Me
hit
and
him
the
up.
other mods here are the
Galactic said
strike
hi.
team.
You can
You are
blame Hank when your
invaders.
channel gets
You're
hit, Jack.
Ryoka.
Remember
You
this
don't
moment right
understand where
now,
you are right
because
now.
Wait,
I
I'm
want
the
the
wait.
strike force
dude to
here.
remember
I'm
Hank
Hey,
deputized here,
challenged us.
hey,
Officer
Hank
Snaps. You have
challenged
no
us on Jack's
jurisdiction here.
channel, so the
You
hey,
strike
have no
team
and
was put
jurisdiction
on
here,
snafu,
for
Officer
Hank.
Snaps.
would
We
you
want to show Hank
please?
that he is a strike team. So Jack, when this happens, you can blame Hank. Just
Snafu,
enjoy it while you can. Hank,
snafu.
good job, Hank.
We can get away from the blame. See, snafu, you see your focus? You see your focus, snafu, in your behavior, you're blaming Hank as you encourage people to go after me in front of me. This is delusional. See, this is the example. Admittedly, Snafu, I care about you. I love you as a friend, but dude, you're out of line. You are absolutely out of line. And I witnessed part of the conversation Paul had with you last night, Snafu, and well, that conversation kind of was an inspiration for today's topic. How many people are running around pretending like they're accomplishing things? I bet if asked and given the opportunity, Snafu would be unable to answer him, explain himself. That shows someone who's not conscious. Go ahead, Hank.
Is he here? Let's listen to him whine and cry about him not having jurisdiction here. Well, I have jurisdiction here to enforce the policy. Let's hear him whine and crying about the policy. Because he needs to censor Jack because he doesn't like what he has to say instead of just turning the show off and going elsewhere.
He wants to avenge whatever insult he felt by the enforcement of order. Snafu doesn't understand, I guess, well, where we're living today, brothers and sisters, all around the nation, all around the world, there's a lot of people that are waking up to different aspects of the world. And so the rage rises and the patterns of defiance. People are demonstrating and behaving very defiantly. Often, though, people who have been conditioned to go along with the rules, when they learn that there's ways beyond the rules, it's like a kid leaving home for the first time. They go nuts, right? Some of those kids that grow up in the real strict households, when they go to college, they become whores and drunks. The boys and girls. But I see that's what the world is doing. And here's the deal. We can spend all of our life in defiance or obedience, or we can find our way to navigate ourselves through life without really, my goal is to navigate through life, to use these rules and systems to correct the rules and systems that have corrupted mankind. Because I don't know which came first. Did corrupted men write the corrupted rules, or did corrupted rules corrupt the men and women of the land? Because corrupted rules keep the men and women of the land divided. And it's by our own participation, every one of us is guilty of enabling the Federal Reserve lies. Everyone who's participating in the banking scams and, having to go to a job. If we want the systems to change, I have some ideas and I see many ways I think it can be accomplished. And I'm inviting anyone who wants to join. Let's start dreaming big and let's start working together, because I don't like the ideas of going to bed comfortably while there's men and women, children sleeping in the streets or in war zones. It doesn't really bring me a lot of comfort. I feel selfish. And rather than feel selfish, I choose to feel blessed. I feel grateful. I feel grateful that God is allowing me to live this life that I am. and that I've made it this far. Because today, everything of the past that we've experienced, everything we've learned and experienced in the past, it was preparation for today. And today, right now, right here, this is where the future begins. We can keep living the same old lives, keep waking up to the same old routines, thinking the same thoughts and judgments, or we can become more conscious about the unknown. We can become more aware of what we've not learned. Because I think there's many people around our world today who have not yet learned how to love in healthy ways, or how to be loved in healthy ways. And it's just the way things are, but just because things are the way they are doesn't mean we have to continue. I want to change the system. The system is working perfectly on you. What do we need a system for? We have nature and the choice to cooperate with each other. What more do we need? We need to exercise that choice to cooperate with each other. I think what more do we need? We need trust. We need care. We need compassion. Most of all, in order to cooperate, I think we need some education. People have created these habits of competition. And with competition, you never really get to rest. Blessings, the chosen of Yah. I like
Yes,
that.
I'm gonna hop off now, but just a reminder, Officer Snaps and the Keystone Cop crew, you have no jurisdiction here. You're not the strike team here. We are. Me and the rest of Jack's Mall team's the strike team here. So you have no jurisdiction here. See you later.
Hey, Hank, blessings. Thank you for your support. And you're doing what you said you would do. Taking the target off of me. Bless you, brother. Excuse me. I wanted to jump back to this. We can't know what we haven't learned. Correct. But what we do have the ability to do is conceptualize. We can imagine things that we've not learned, so that conceptualization, that wondering, that imagination, that can push us beyond our beliefs, beyond our old thoughts. So the idea is to realize some humility in the fact that we can't know what we've not learned. And I recommend sincerely, with humility, recognize that maybe the things that have been learned were not actually accurate, or at the very least realize that some of the things you may have learned were for that time, and maybe things that were one way aren't necessarily, like maybe in the past you were unable to quit your patterns of addiction, or your overeating, whatever, your whatever lust or desire that you lack self-control. Maybe in the past you didn't have the awareness or strength to walk away and to create change and improvement in your life. But just because that happened in the past doesn't mean that's who you are today. And every day we awaken, every single morning, afternoon, evening, whatever day our consciousness returns into this real world, every day is an opportunity to recreate you. And I encourage you, go within you, get some definitions, loose definitions, but recreate yourself into an image of love and life and health and vibrancy and spontaneity and creativity and whatever life-bringing ideas that come to you. Your spirit will guide you. The spirit of life is true. And the scripture in the Bible, it talks about living in the spirit, because that's where the truth is. Our God is so amazing. That's what I've come to know. And for those of us who have learned of the way of Jesus, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. God's shown me plenty of evidence of that. Many people. Look around. Be honest. Be honest about yourself. You've done things in the past. You didn't know what the hell you were doing. You were reactive or you were ignorant. You know, we've all done things like that. Oh my goodness. You know what? I actually was going to ignore it. I actually was, because Chuck, I appreciate your words. Your actions show different. You've said a lot of empty words, both positive and negative. You said a lot of negative things about me. And while you may wish nothing but the best, your words and choices have proven otherwise. So I don't mean to be disagreeable, but he doesn't care. Get a clue. I do care. I deeply care about what is true. And I don't enable people in their denial. I don't allow excuses to dominate my life. People can share their excuses and offer their blame all they want. I'll listen. I mean, I try not to, but people are generous with their excuses and blame. If you don't do and say what he wants, you are on his bad side. That's not accurate. He doesn't care what your intentions are or facts you may speak. See, and this is, again, a false narrative, because I deeply care what people's intentions are. I repeatedly ask people, what are you doing? What do you think you're accomplishing? Because it makes no sense for me, where I know who I am and what I'm saying and what I have said and done. I actually do care about the facts. I don't know. You know, life is an experience. And we're sharing this experience. And each day that we share our experience, what the world does to us is everyone's all focused on their own little narrow-minded views and wants everyone to comply to what they think. Here's that example again. Welcome back, Snafu.
Welcome. So just remember, this is going to be Hank's fault. Not mine, not yours. Your boy Hank. He's doing his job, as you said, what he's here to do, which in the end result will probably get you struck.
Do you hear your blame?
Yeah, it's on Hank.
Okay.
Gay admitted witch.
What is
Well, you
what
talk
is
about
on?
God, you sit
Wait.
next to a gay Jack.
Stop.
All
I'm
facts.
asking you to
All facts.
explain yourself and your words. Okay, so I want to better understand you. Hank is to blame for what? What is it you are saying?
Well, the strike team, go strike team, go.
Okay, so the strike
That was
team
like
is
magic. You know how that works?
choosing.
It's like magic.
So
Just because
what
I
is
said
the-
that?
Wait, whoa. So what is the strike team choosing to do, Snafu?
Make sure it's like a neighborhood watch. Just make sure you're doing right by YouTube policy guidelines, you know. But you'll have eyes on you for a while now. Thanks to Hank.
So you're suggesting the strike force team is choosing to scrutinize me
No, it's like a neighborhood watch. Keeping you accountable, Jack. Make sure you're
for,
following POS guidelines, policies.
for what?
Hey, since Hank's your new boy,
What do
we
you
gotta make
think?
sure you're doing the right
What
thing
do you
now.
think? What do you think is gained by by a strike force scrutinizing my streams for the purpose of code enforcement.
How is it scrutinizing if you're following the rules, Jack?
You're deflecting from
In fact,
answering.
Hank brought attention. Like
you're
Hank was waving
you're
his flag, you know.
refusing.
You're tucked
What
off
are you
grid and shit.
doing?
He's going to flip the lights on.
Snafu,
Off and on,
chill
off
out.
and on, you know.
Chill out. If you can't cooperate with a conversation, you're
We're
going to
having
leave.
a conversation here.
No, you're not.
Wow.
You're not. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Go,
You're
strike team,
trying-
go. Okay.
Snafu, I encourage you to go back to last night's conversation with Paul Unslaved, talking to you like a man, telling you the truth about you and your little team. You guys are like children running around playing war, accomplishing nothing.
Officer Snaps, you're making threats and your camera's not even on. All the moderators here have a list of your channels, and we could just start reporting all the channels since we know you're gonna make false reports. So don't play this stupid game, or you're gonna win a bunch of stupid prizes if you catch my drift. If you know what I'm saying. So don't bother making threats you can't back up. You're wasting our time. You have no jurisdiction here, Officer Snaps and Keystone Cop crew. Yeah, get well soon, Officer Snaps.
Hey, DeFreak, I'm not sure what's going on in the chat. I saw comments bringing your name to attention regarding the mod, and not Paul Unslaved. While it's we all know his ways.
Yeah, not Paul Enslaved. It's confirmed to be Paul Enslaved. I checked. I ran and checked. That's not Paul Enslaved. Is Pimp Unslaved.
It's the real guy, and I respect
Yes.
him. I mean, I'm reluctant to give him the mod, but I don't know.
No, he can't. No, if he's sending people here to take your channel down, of course he can't mod you because he just wants to take your channel down because he's jealous. That's ridiculous.
You're right. Shame on me. There I go trying to defend people and give them the best. Thank you for keeping me straight. You're right. He's not
if he's jealous and sending his people here to take your channel down because he's jealous, the last thing he needs is moderation powers on your channel since he just wants to shut you down.
I forgot. There is the perceived alliance between Mr. Unslaved and Snafu. They seem to cooperate better than either of them cooperates with me. it's hilarious. Hank, this life we're living, dude, it is so crazy. You've seen some of these characters, right? I know you have seen some of these.
I mean, one of his messages before he got put in timeout was strike team engaged. You have no jurisdiction here either. And it's silly for us to try to grant you jurisdiction if you know that your goal is to shut Jack down, shut him up because he decided to go on your show one time, then host his own show. That's the cardinal sin. You're paying one single time, then do your own thing. That's the cardinal sin. Of course, if he groveled to you enough, you'll get forgiveness. Screw it. I don't want forgiveness. You can send me to a slavery hell, which isn't hard enough to even give me a tan. So do your worst.
Hey, Paul is welcome to join the conversations, but the same thing applies as with Snafu. It's not for argument; it's for discussion. And this is delusional. You claim to be a man who cares about truth, but you claim I literally started your channel for you and started you off. Not true.
Hey, Pussy Paul, if you want to pretend to be daddy, yeah, take some responsibility. So if this is somehow your channel, then you can talk to the strike and tell them what to do. Not we right now it looks like you don't have any jurisdiction here, but if they have jurisdiction where you are, then you should tell them to straight up and fly right, because right now they're violating Talcottian policy with the threats.
Well, this is what it goes back to the other side. There's so many people running around online in the world telling themselves that they're doing good by enforcing the rules of someone else. They're interpreting the rules of someone else in order to try and enforce the rules of someone else, and it's insanity. Welcome, Pogo Hunter.
Yeah, Jack, you don't have to delude yourself and make things up to like create some dynamic that doesn't exist, right? Neither does Hank. Like, I've never tried to destroy your channel. If I wanted to, I could. I don't. I never tried to.
You couldn't if you wanted to.
I'm literally the person who promoted you and gave you a live audience.
Paul, you didn't give anything. See, you think you're God. I muted you because you've got a horrible echo. Your audio sucks, Paul. If you're supposedly the God of media, figure it out. You're better
than
than
God can't get his damn audio straight. This is bullshit.
Right? So I'm on the phone.
Excuses?
Excuses? Not excuses.
Excuses being echoed. You know, it may be realistic for you, but Paul, accept it. Your audio sucks. Maybe some humility. Hey, Jack, sorry. Yeah. You know, but no, you don't want to offer any humility. You don't want to share any the arrogance is unwelcome here, Paul.
All right, Paul. Pussy Paul gave us everything somehow, even though he can't get his damn audio straight. He can't keep his moderators from acting up. In the end, he has so much panel turnover because he's a total pussy on his own panel.
Well,
but he did everything for us. He runs the whole of YouTube somehow, magically from his trailer. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it, Jack?
Well, it's very egoic, and this is what the egos do. The egos run around in a real world pretending. Paul is pretending like he knows better than me about me. And it's like, no, dude, I've been telling you since the day we met, Paul, you're confused about me. You're confused about you. And if you humble yourself and we can cooperate and have a conversation like adults, you could figure out what's true. I look forward to when you unblock me, Paul. You've never bothered to respond. I know you brag about how you put yourself so far away from me, Paul. But see, this is where you don't get it. You don't get what's going on yet. You know how to reach me, Paul. Messenger is real convenient. Hit the unblock. You can call. We can have a conversation at any time you like. You don't even have to share your phone number with me, you scared little girl. No, stop that. I didn't like Hank insulting you. I'm going to try and avoid insults too. Snafu, you're not coming back, brother. I'm done with you today. You've shown yourself unwilling to control yourself. You've shown yourself, again, unable to cooperate. And Snafu, sincerely, here's something, back to a teaching moment, unless you got something to jump in with, Hank. So a teaching moment, a reminder I received myself earlier, right? As Tesla said, if we want to understand life, we start thinking in terms of frequency, energy, vibration. That is true. It's true for you. What is health? Health is simply an energetic balance within ourselves. When we allow imbalance of energies, whether it's chemical or physical, the nutrients, or the mental and emotional, when we allow ourselves to become unbalanced, that's when disease sets in. And disease in the emotional body is known through all of the fear and hate and the self-loathing and all of that stuff. We're here to purify ourselves from the toxicity that we've accumulated through the past. And this is what I've said spiritually, energetically, for this time of earth that all of us are experiencing. We are here to bring forth the healing. Every single one of us has the opportunity in this lifetime, because of the knowledge of education that's available through the modern day sciences, the modern day technology. The answers are available for us to heal the past patterns, to heal and overcome the past addictions, the past abuse, the past poverty. We're here to overcome the past. Why? Because God is the unknown, and the unknown reveals our future. So let's look to God together. Let's look to God together to imagine and create the future that we all want. And we all want a better world for our children and our neighbors' children and our children's children. And, well, we change the world and we create a world of peace when we share peace. When we share peace with each other, when we offer resolve, when we offer support, encouragement, when we uplift each other, peace is known, it's shared, and it's grown together. That's what we're here to do. This is nuts. See, yeah, Chuck believes in the rules of society, and Flo believes in chaos and conflict. Both reveal what is true about themselves, but neither one has any effect on what is real or what I actually have to say.
So Hank, Officer Snaps in the back chat says blame Hank for the strike. Is bringing black people on against YouTube policy now, Officer Snaps? I just want to know. Is bringing black people on panel against YouTube policy? I don't understand what rule Jack's violating and how it's my fault.
People are fascinating. People are truly, truly fascinating. See, I debated, do I want to keep going back to the negativity? Well, I'm highlighting Paul's confusion. Such a peaceful guy is unwanted by everyone who deals with him in life. Paul, you don't exaggerate? You think? I mean, Hank, am I unwanted by you? I mean, we deal with each other.
So here's how it works. So anyone who wants me in your life, they say they're not a person anymore. Their selection criteria is ridiculous. So I like having you in life. The machine likes like having you in his life. We're not people anymore. That's how it works.
Oh, well, he clarified. He's speaking for people he's never met. He's relying on words he might have heard me say to support his narrative, but he ignores the words that support the reality. I've invited Flow State, Paul, many other people to please investigate. Stop trying to prove me wrong. reach out to the people, my wife, my child, my coworker, and ask them, what is going on? Why are they avoiding me?
Oh. So Paul thinks he's psychic over the internet. He thinks he's psychic. Okay,
Yeah.
Paul, I'll give you the same chance to get to Margot. In fact, I won't even change the password this time. So type in the string that's on the back of this piece of paper, Paul. You have your whole police force watching all the videos, so you should have it written down. So if you're psychic over the internet, go ahead and type that string. Show us how psychic you are. Show us your PSI. But show us how strong your Keystone Cop crew is.
So you say, Flow State. So you say. And yet you've not considered apologizing for your arrogance or disagreements. But you don't want to look at you, do you? You're quite funny. So, Sterling, there's also been many explanations, hasn't there? And I've answered everything I can very honestly, but see, this is what I'm trying to say. The ignorant stay confused because they focus on what they think they know. Hey, Flo, you're right. I will lead by example. Yeah, I don't need you around. That is a good example. Flow State, you can leave my life until you learn how to respect me and what is true. So the looping in the past opinions, Flow State, Paul, Snafu, looping in the past opinions, egoically going around gossiping and fighting to be true. You're better than that. Once you realize you're better than that, then you'll know it like I know it. But until then, holy shit. Again, you're still fighting on that same loop, dude. Repeating yourself doesn't change what is true. And your selective memory, Paul, keeps you confused. You're blinded by your arrogance. Pride will come before the fall. Eventually, Paul, you'll be humbled by the truth. You'll come to a realization of how much time, energy you've wasted, not just on me, but on lots of other good men and women who you want to disrespect and insult and mischaracterize. So, Paul, you don't know my wife, you don't know my child, you don't know my coworkers. And you sure as hell don't know me, Paul. And the thing is, you're kind of missing out. Because I think in me, God's created a pretty cool guy. Honestly. I mean, I love hanging out with me. Time alone. Oh my God. Time alone is just so delightful, but admittedly, I'm human. It's gotten a little old. I do miss people in my life. And anyone who wants to join me is welcome to help me reach out to my wife, my ex-wife, my son, my coworkers. I mean, particularly the coworkers, because I've mentioned this before as well. My connection of my past, my personal experience between the United States Postal Service and me, there's a connection. There's a real easy connection and a logical path to pursue for someone like me who wants to really try and help bring peace to this world. It seems my old coworkers at the United States Postal Service, should they just have a conversation with me again, we could probably get some new ideas in front of the United States Congress pretty quickly, pretty easily. Does anyone want to try and help that? I mean, it seems I want to be mocked for my efforts of trying to share encouragement and inspiration with others. I mean, OTW, you are another one, dude. Another one. So absolutely confused and disrespectful, spiteful, in fact, towards me, it seems. And I've never done anything. I don't know that I've harmed anyone. And that's what these people who allegedly care about common law are supposed to care about, is do no harm. But since people don't respect the truth, they don't see that the false witnesses, Snafu, Paul, etc., the false witnesses are actually destroying your character. I just get to deal with the repercussions, with the consequences of your choices. Hey, Chuck, it's not so much a grudge, it's a disappointment. You disappoint me because you're so fake. And it's just, you're so blind to the obvious that I see and others have seen too. But hey, that's the way this world is. Every ego gets to stay blind. Everyone can stay in denial. But what does not help is when people sit around gossiping and enabling each other's denial. I mean, that's literally what I've been experiencing with Mr. Flow State. Chuck, a bunch of buzzards sitting around like cartoon characters, sitting around gossiping and telling themselves what a great job they're doing in life, arguing over the rules of someone else and opinions of someone else. Huh. Hey, Smith, that's I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. So, oh my goodness. You know, what day is this? It's Thursday. I'm feeling blessed. I appreciate everyone who's joining in. And I've been wondering what to do with my format, but I'm gonna just let today roll for a bit. Welcome,
Hey,
Papa
Jack.
Failure. How you doing,
How
my
you-
friend?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm
How are
feeling
you?
blessed, honestly. How are you?
I'm great, actually. I just came in. I'm building a little house, so I feel happy. I'm a builder. It's what I am at heart. And when I'm building, I feel the most fulfilled, especially when I can see what I build, move forward. It gives me a great deal of pleasure. And I have a lot of gratitude for the people that came before me, like my father, who was a great builder and taught me a lot, and other people, uncles, whatever. That's kind of what I wanted to ask you about, Jack, about gratitude. What's your, like, I mean, what's your take on gratitude? Is it an important thing in life? Is it something that we should take very seriously in this existence? What do you think?
I love the softball question, brother.
Well,
Gratitude is the key to happiness.
okay.
Without gratitude, happiness and gratitude, they go together. There's no separation between them. And that is honestly, that is probably what I'm proudest of in myself, is how much I've transformed my practice of gratitude.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not going to agree with that, so I don't believe you are grateful. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you.
So what resolves your doubts?
Well,
so you're basically denying my testimony.
Yes.
And because you have doubts that I'm ungrateful, what
I
causes
see you as I could be wrong.
Okay, so let's explore that. What if you
I'm
are
just
wrong?
I'm just a dumb wop, right?
Why do you want
nothing.
to? I know you say that often,
But in my view, you are not a grateful man.
right.
I
But
can
Lou,
prove it.
hello, Lou. No, I don't want you to prove it because you may have an argument, but I want you to, let's go back to your other thought. I might be wrong. Okay, so let's just suggest.
Everybody can be wrong.
Yes, and let's suggest.
So can you, Jack.
Let's come back to where I'm at. Yes, I realize that. Okay,
you could be wrong about yourself. You may think you're grateful, gratitude. You have gratitude, but you really don't.
Hey, Lou.
You may be wrong, right? You just said it.
What would determine the difference between one being right and wrong? What do you think it is? I have an answer.
For me, I've never seen you be grateful to Paul ever one time.
Okay, hey, Lou, that's false. That's false. I know that's false. Right, and this is what I mean. Hold up. This is what I mean. You have selective memory, just like Lou. Please don't argue. Please try to understand.
You can believe what you want, but I remember the whole last 2 years.
Hey, Lou, you realize you've not allowed me to get out a fucking point? Not one. Can you learn some self-control?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please. I apologize.
Thank you. What I'm trying to get you to see is your behavior, your responsibility in what you think. Okay? So, Lou, here on this stream, in this conversation, I told you an honest fact about me. You want to dismiss me and prove yourself right. You want to call me a liar, which, while you admit you might be wrong, so rather than sit here and listen to your conviction of why you think I'm a liar, let's accept the fact, Lou, you're quite wrong.
I didn't say you're a liar.
I didn't say you're a liar. Lou, when I told you that I'm damn proud of my transformation and how I've grown in my practice of gratitude, you didn't even listen or acknowledge to what I said. You just jumped on your disagreement. Now, Lou, that's disrespectful. It's not actually a very polite way to have conversations. And I'm trying to help you and others grow in your self-awareness and your own self-accountability.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's what you do, Jack. You're here for everyone. You're here to make everyone better. You're here to fix everyone, just never you.
Why do you come to that conclusion? Why do you want?
Well, for one thing.
Wait, Lou, hold on. I need you to realize anything you believe is what you have chosen to want to believe. So why do you want to believe that I'm here? I don't want to help. Why do you want to believe that I'm not trying to help me, or I don't want to help me, or I don't want to change myself? Why are you saying that? But why do you believe that?
With you.
Why do you? Okay,
what I've seen.
Okay, but Lou, you obviously, can you humble yourself to the fact?
I don't believe you're grateful for Paul.
You're not listening. I'm done. You've exhausted my patience, Lou. Your doubts and your disbeliefs are for you to resolve. The only thing that matters is the truth. Now, I was trying to discuss the truth, but Lou, you wouldn't allow conversations. Are you going to allow yourself to consider what God, the universe, what reality is bringing forth, my honest testimony as a man? Can you at least think about what I'm saying and cooperate with a conversation?
Well, if you're asking me to agree with you on everything,
that's not what I asked. Answer what I asked. That's not what I asked.
Okay, so to make it a little more clear,
if you are willing, why don't you pay attention to what I'm saying? Because this has been the problem. You're not listening to what's said.
I'm going to listen harder. Sorry.
Are you willing to consider what is said through me before immediately jumping into this pattern of disagreement and doubt. If you're not willing to at least consider the fact that my words are true, you are absolutely wasting our time. Because if you can't accept the truth, then you're a liar.
Okay, so I've never called you a liar. You're calling me a liar, and I accept your opinion. You can have your opinion.
You're not accepting the facts. Your choice to disagree with my honest testimony, that disagreement that you choose, Lou, you're not paying attention.
But I have a testimony.
Lou, you're not paying attention. You're arguing. You're getting back into your ego nonsense, and I don't know how to reach you. I don't know how to reach you, Lou. You're in denial. You're looping. If there's anyone else who might be willing to help communicate with another human being, I've been doing my best. I really have. I don't know what to do to, number one, create opportunities to communicate with people who allegedly care about me, right? I mean, the narrative has been repeatedly said here that it's my fault people don't want to be around me, like my son, my friends. You guys don't know the relationship that I had, and the fact that you can't consider that I am a lovable man or that I was a lovable man is disgusting. Yeah, Daisy May, I realize that. When I was estranged from my parents, I couldn't talk to them until I was ready. Your son has to decide when he's ready. Respectfully, thank you. I've known that for a long time. And what I'm suggesting is maybe a 21-year-old kid, maybe there's someone in America or someone in the world that might encourage a young boy to reach out to his father. His mother doesn't seem to want to encourage him. Others have seemed to want to encourage him to avoid his father, who is me. So I know everyone's got their own path. We're all here alive today. And brothers and sisters, you know, the family thing is just one aspect of this life that I'm dealing with. And anyone who wants to join, my purpose here on this world is, as I've said, I consider myself to be a disciple of Christ. Lord Jesus, he guides me. He's with my heart. I invite him into my heart with me each day to help me overcome the attacks. You know, people have seen the nonsense, the negativity I've been faced with. Many people have been empathetic. Some people have been sympathetic. Other people have been quite sick, claiming I like to be attacked. I like to be character assassinated. I like to spend time being disagreed with. No, I don't. What I actually do is just what I say. Just my words. My words are true. A better world is available for every single one of us. The moment we choose. The moment we choose to abide by love instead of obeying those fearful, angry, the worldly ways, you know, the worldly ways that want to keep us all divided and at war with each other. I'm sick of war. How do these people in the chat, oh, Jack, Chuck likes this. Chuck likes getting attacked, kicked in the balls. He likes getting robbed. He likes getting falsely accused. Those are some of the things I've heard. That's insanity. Brothers and sisters, you can stay living in this real world in your pretend little comfort zone. You can pretend to know it all, going along to your, enabling the oppression of the Federal Reserve. And you can go along pretending that those that don't obey the government, they deserve to be put in jail. We got to be protected from them criminals. Anyone is free to believe what they want, but brothers and sisters, let's wake the hell up. This life we've been given is a gift. The awareness, the vision, the mind vision, the sight vision, the awareness of life is a gift. The strength within is God. Why don't you get comfortable with the God that's with you? Why don't you get comfortable and get to know the God that is within? Because as you get to know the God that is within you, and you align yourself more and more with the holy presence, walking each day, knowing in your mind, in your heart, I am in the presence of God. God is with me. I walk with love. I walk with the knowing that Jesus, the Christ, is with me to guide me, to lead me through my choices as I navigate the infinite possibilities of my mind. My mind isn't limited anymore. I have a clear conscience. I've learned how, trained myself, shown myself how to let go, how to surrender, how to accept with gratitude, because grace is a grateful acceptance of that which is. Grace can be known and shown through you. It's challenging to show grace in the face of attacks and chaos. Today's stream was yet another example of that. And I'm not perfect. I know I'm not. I haven't achieved perfection, but I'm not going to stop trying. I'm not going to stop learning and growing and trying to become more perfected. I'm going to welcome Chuck.
I'll make this quick and brief, Jack. I would love to help you with your family situation. However, in order to do so, I need the complete story. And I don't know if you want to give that out on the channel or if you want to do it in private. I've
shared it. It's all available. If you haven't heard it, I don't know, what else do you need to know? I don't know what you do know, don't know. And you know what? Tell you what, I appreciate the offer.
I'm being sincere.
I know. So you think.
I hate to see a man suffer, especially when it comes to family.
I'm not suffering. I have a want. But see, what people have been so focused on what they don't want. No one really seems to care about what they want or what others want. It's just, what can I take? What did I get? And you got what you took, and what you got from me was a bunch of, well, apparently
all I got was you were drinking, they left, and you did nothing wrong. It's all I have gotten out of you.
Yet you're so free and generous with your opinions about me, Chuck. Do you see your hypocrisy?
It's an observation, not necessarily an opinion.
Chuck, your argument doesn't change
I'm
what
not
I said.
arguing. I'm coming with an open mind.
Are you? It seems everything I say, you've got something disagreeable again, but
I'm
whatever.
not trying to be disagreeable. I'm just trying to get the whole story
I know.
so I can put
I
it
know.
together to try to
I
figure
know.
out how to get you back with your
Tell
family.
you what, Chuck. I'm telling you, the evidence is already there. I've explained my story countless times in many different ways, and there's a lot of different variables that are involved. The sun, that's one aspect. So,
That's all I'm
uh,
focusing on.
yep,
That's
I
the only
know,
thing
I
I'm
know, I
focusing
know,
on.
I know. You're just singularly focused on that one thing. And this is what I want you to consider, though, is that well, tell you what, rather than put me through the hoops of proving my worthiness for you to
No,
want
I'm
to
not.
help me.
No.
Well, you said
I
you
just want.
created rules for me that you said you want to help, but first I have to have this. So you're creating expectations for me to fulfill my worthiness for you to do what you believe is offered. I'm willing to cooperate. What are you actually offering? If
Once
it
I
turns
got the
out,
whole story,
Mhm,
we can figure out some way to try to hopefully repair the situation.
mhm, okay. What if I already have
Is
that
all I'm
answer?
saying.
So what if I have that answer and you don't actually need all the whole story again? What if you just need to ask the
Well,
right questions?
what's the answer then? I'm listening.
Well, I don't know what you're looking for. What do you want to know?
There
You
has
first
to
said you
be.
wanted to know the whole story, but then you
You
said,
you did the you did the 12 steps, right?
"Yep,
Okay. Going through the steps, there's a spot where we have to look at the situation and removing blame from others, just lay out the situation so that we can get a clear vision of what's really going on, where the problem is. And normally that step is taken with a sponsor.
hey
You know
Chuck,
that.
Chuck, hello."
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for the memory and the lesson. It's not really relevant because I already know. You think I don't know the answers, but you're the one who lacks the answers. You just haven't accepted the things I've offered.
No, I ask in earnest to try to help.
Okay, so what help would become available? I already know how to resolve it. What help
And
would
how,
be
okay,
available
and
if
what
I
what's
if we
your answer to resolve it then? I'll start from there.
well, I believe the most logical place is through communication.
All right, let's break that down. How come there is no communication?
Help me ask my son, please.
No, no,
Please
no.
help
I'm
me
I'm
ask
I'm asking for
Chuck.
your thought, your
Chuck,
opinion.
Chuck, Chuck, do you want me to lie? Do you want me to
No.
make up imaginations? How about you accept what I said and what I'm inviting? Help me find out that answer because I don't believe my son actually knows himself anymore because he's never
Well,
been harmed by me.
what do you think the problem is?
What does that matter? See, Chuck, you believe in the government and you believe in
It's a
opinions.
starting place. It's a
Chuck,
starting place.
I don't care. Come up with whatever you want. What do you think it was?
I don't know. I wasn't in the
All right,
situation.
here, tell you what. The worst thing that I can remember doing besides spanking my son when he was 8 years old, one time, well, he got about 3 swats on his
Well,
butt.
that wouldn't
So,
break down
okay,
communication.
well,
I agree.
hey, all right, great. And so then when he was about 15, uh, he was, well, we started drifting apart a little bit. He was a teenager in high school, got a hard on for a little girl at school, and was,
Yeah, I've
pushing,
had 4 of them.
pushing away. And in my frustration and my poor example of being a father, I turned around after my son was quite belligerent and disrespectful to me, and I punched his bedroom door. Now, that
Was
one sign of aggression got blown out of proportion, totally twisted into all sorts of nonsense. and I haven't been able to have a conversation with his mother or my son since shortly after. So now, Chuck, have I answered enough questions?
So how did it get blown out of proportion?
Ask them. You want my ex-wife's number?
No, I want your
Chuck,
your
bullshit.
opinion and
Chuck,
thoughts about it.
Why do you need to know? I mean, what?
Because somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the middle.
I know that's what you want to think, Chuck, but what you're not considering is that unknown variables exist. The egoic mind, what you are showing me is the egoic patterns that are constantly looking for the details. Why? Because as long as I'm looking for details, then it looks like I care. But as long as I'm doing details, I don't have to do shit. So I asked you several times, Chuck, should I finally make it through, Chuck? I'm answering these questions and I'm really losing patience with it because I don't have any faith in you. You've offered me nothing. What allegedly is available? What are you willing to commit yourself to? Otherwise, I feel like you're wasting our time.
I'm trying to ascertain to the truth is somewhere in the middle. I'm trying to find the truth, therefore able to reach out to the hurt individual to try to resolve the hurt.
Okay, so are you committing yourself to doing that?
Yes.
Are you willing?
I've sponsored many people.
Okay, so Chuck, are you willing to reach out on my behalf to try and help?
Once I got your side of the story.
When will that be? What more details do you need in order to understand enough for you to do what you claim is available?
What was blown out of proportion when you punched the door?
Ask his mother. I don't know. They stopped speaking to me, Chuck. Chuck, what do you not understand about they stopped speaking to me?
All right, question. Was it before or after you quit drinking?
It was over a year and a half after I'd quit. I've said this so many times, Chuck. I went through detox in 2016. I entered into after detox, I went to an outpatient program. Then I found strength in the rooms of AA. I worked through my steps according to the traditions and according to the other ways that other people said to do it. And then God graced me with a powerful spiritual phenomenon at the end of 2017. I've said this time and time again, Chuck. I found God. 2018, I was confused and I didn't understand what was going on. And when people stopped understanding me, particularly the people I loved the most, when they stopped understanding me and they started pushing me away, I got afraid, angry. I yelled at people. I begged people to help me. I begged for mercy. So, Chuck, how much more do I need to go through you before
you had this spiritual experience, right? In 2018, you said
it was
right
it was in December of 17. I had a spiritual awakening. January 1st, 2018, I committed myself to more. I didn't realize it then. I was committing myself to God. January 1st, 2018. The moment I committed myself to God, I claim God removed all of my other commitments. So what I'm suggesting is things happened that were not entirely my fault. Regardless of who wants to judge what, I'm a man today who's still trying to restore my family. I'm trying to achieve justice for the wrongful persecution and termination. I'm trying to repair and restore my reputation.
I'm
Chuck,
only talking
Chuck,
about your son at the
I don't
moment.
care. I don't care, Chuck, because you don't seem to care about me. You seem to care about your standards.
No, it's one step at a time.
Chuck,
One
stop
thing at a
slowing me
time.
down. You're kind of wasting my time.
Well, Jack, I'm not. You had this spiritual experience. Okay.
Rather
Did
than
you?
just disagree, why don't you show me
I'm
something
not
that
this.
makes me
I'm
believe?
asking questions
How is
because I
that not
just,
wasting my time? I know
I
these
just,
answers. I've told you the answers are available. You can look. You can
I
go ask.
destroyed my own family from alcohol.
I
I know
don't.
all
Hey,
about
Chuck,
it.
that doesn't have anything to do with me. My life is considerably different than yours if you haven't realized it yet. I know you like to think that since we went through the path of alcoholism, you're just like Jack. I'm just like Jack. I know this and I know that. And Chuck,
Is there a
are you
need to
true?
make fun of me? I haven't
Hey,
made
Chuck,
fun of you.
are you kidding me? Are
I'm
you
talking about right
blind
now,
to
in
our
the now,
are
in the now.
okay, so what? So because I've been subjected to months of ridicule and personal attacks by you, now that you're not
I've
making
made
fun,
no person.
you've made no personal attacks, Chuck. You've constantly defamed my name, my sanity, my character. And I've entertained this long enough. Goblin?
Hi, Jack. I only had a couple minutes. I just wanted to come up here and just tell you, don't let these people bother you. You know what I'm saying? The waste of time and all that. I completely understand your perspective. You know what I mean? You're a better man than what they try to tell you. You know? Have a good
Thank you
day,
for
brother.
saying that. I appreciate it, Goblin. As soon as I turned to you, what I realized, I missed an opportunity.
You never
Maybe
miss
there,
opportunities, brother.
well, the missed opportunity is where two and more are gathered. Chuck and I were not connecting, right? There was no God there. There was no love. It was me trying. I got into my ego because I couldn't, my frustration, I couldn't get past his looping ego. And my patience has been tested for so long. I don't like tolerating it anymore. Not when I don't have to. So, where two or more are gathered, I believe with a witness, we can actually communicate properly.
I agree.
Hey, you want to try and talk with Mr. Lou Bass? He's been waiting patiently in the back. Well, you said you had to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of short on time. Take it easy, man.
Respect to you. Thank you, Goblin. I appreciate it. And I actually feel that this is probably a time to wrap up. I love you guys. All of you who are tuning in. And if you're new to this, it's not always chaos. There is intentional, there is some entertainment, there's some chaos, but my purpose, my hope is sincerely to share some inspiration, faith, some faith in the God that is, some faith in the creator of the universe, some faith in you and your future. If you've never found faith, I encourage you, seek it, know it. And when you find faith, don't lose it. Because here's the way to watch for it. Pay attention to how you feel. If you're worried or anxious, here's a trick. You don't have to be. Remind yourself that. What I've found for myself, and it works for me, I mean, I didn't do things the way of the churches, the way of the traditions, but I have intentionally, mentally, spiritually baptized myself, renewed myself in the spirit for the purposes of knowing the Father. I want to know the Father's will. I want to know the greatest will for me. What is the greatest potential that's available within me? How could I know that if I don't seek the Creator. So I humbled myself, I renew myself so that I may know the Creator, and I invite the wisdom, the leadership, the courage, the faith, the love of Jesus to join with me as I celebrate my day, this day, today, gloriously revealed for us, through us, with us all. And while we've had our disagreements today and our little discussion on each other's problems, there's real world misery and suffering going on that could be avoided. This world can change when good men and women stop worrying about opinions and expenses and everything else. I forgot the point. When you're feeling anxious, afraid, angry, resentful, unable to put this problem down, remind yourself there's a spirit of comfort that's available. And I pray for it often, to be honest, because my faith's been tested. My faith has been tested. It was a prayer. I wanted faith. I didn't understand faith. I was confused by it in the past. And so it was something I wanted to understand, but I didn't realize what it was going to take in order to know it. Praise God. God is so good. God is so mystical. God is so glorious and beautiful. You see the good. The good comes from God. Give all credit, all goodness to God, because the fact you get to know God is a gift. The fact you get to know good is a gift. The fact you get to know you, that's an irreplaceable gift. Because you, allegedly, there's 7 billion today throughout time. You know how many trillions of people? I can imagine. I'm guessing at the numbers, but you're one. You're unique. We all are. And the energies that we live with, the energetic state we share, those energies within us, whether it's love or fear or hate, those energies work with the energies of the universe, and it brings forth the future that we become. So I encourage you, in line with the title today, Becoming True versus Pretend. It's time to recognize what is real and what is pretend, what is true, what is exaggerated, what is real and what is not real. Because what is real is important. You know, Daisy May, you might be right. He might be wanting to understand the situation, and he may want to work on a possible resolution, but he's been unwilling to accept his confusion is his responsibility. He doesn't need to know the full story. I mean, to me, if I was in the other shoes, feel out the man or woman. Are you honest? Are you, kind of what you present? Because that's all I care about, is someone genuine. And then I use the simple logic of father and son separated. God, that must suck. Rather than make excuses to defend someone that's never been met, right? Paul and Flo wants to bastardize me and call me all sorts of insulting names and disrespect my character because he wants to support a son's choice to stay out of the father's life. I suggest that my son's life is better off with me in it than it is without me in it. I also suggest my life improves with my son in it. So why this is so difficult for Chuck and others to get, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But that's where I am true. Sometimes I just don't know. And with that, excuse me, brothers and sisters, thank you again. Blessings to all of you sincerely. All of you who do tune in, who are part of the subscription, and please help support and share. And once again, if you do know people who are looking for a little encouragement or inspiration, hopefully you can see that that is my intention. Point people that way. We don't need more negativity in the chat by any stretch, but you know, there's a place for us all, and I believe we are all here to help each other heal, grow, and learn. With that, thank you again, brothers and sisters. Stay tuned. Choose love. Peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you, and God bless us all. Peace.